Good afternoon, you're watching Lunchtime News on TV1. But before we head into our stories, first we'll take a look at your headlines.
"18 new ministers sworn in." 25th memorial of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa. President extends wishes for International Workers' Day. Today is the final day of the Sirasa Union Assurance Vesak Zone.
The cabinet reshuffle took place this morning. Let's cross over to Shahin Jurampati for a comprehensive look at the reshuffle.
Well, thank you very much, Sarila. Well, just as you said, a cabinet reshuffle was held this morning at the Presidential Secretariat and concluded with 18 ministerial portfolios being reshuffled. Now, the details, of course, came out from the official Twitter account of the Presidential Media Division, and it said that Vijay Dasa Rajapaksa, who was sacked from his previous portfolio of Minister of Justice and Buddha Sasana, was reappointed as a cabinet minister and was sworn in as Minister of Higher Education and Cultural Affairs. Then we have Ravindra Samaravira, who was sworn in as Minister of Labour and Trade Union Relations. Then we have Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca, who was sworn in as Minister of Sustainable Development, Wildlife and Regional Development. And then we have Daya Gamage, who was sworn in as Minister of Social Welfare and Primary Industries, and Mano Ganeshan, Minister of National Coexistence, Reconciliation and Official Languages. And then we have Sagala Ratnayaka, who served as the Minister of Law and Order and Southern Development, being sworn in as the Minister of Project Management, Youth Affairs and Southern Development. And then we have D.M. Swaminathan being sworn in as Minister of Rehabilitation, Resettlement, Northern Development and Hindu Religious Affairs. And then we have Vijit Vijay Munisoisa, who served as the Minister of Irrigation and Water Resources Management, being sworn in as the Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development and Rural Economy. And then we have Faiza Mustafa being sworn in as the Minister of Sports, Minister of Provincial Councils and Local Government. Now, Minister Faiza Mustafa, of course, was sworn in as Acting Minister of Sports following the resignation of Dayasiri Jayasekara from his capacity as Minister of Sports, which came about after the no-confidence motion against the Prime Minister. Now, Dayasiri Jayasekara, of course, was one of the 16 members of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party who defected from the government days after the no-confidence motion against the Prime Minister. Now, moving on, Talatatu Korala was appointed as Minister of Justice and Prison Reforms. And then we have Ranjit Madhuma Bandara being sworn in as the Minister of Public Administration and Management, as well as the Minister of Law and Order. Then we have Kabir Hashim of the United National Party being sworn in as the Minister of Highways and Road Development. And then we have P. Harrison, who served as the Minister of Rural Economy, being sworn in as the Minister of Social Empowerment. Moving further, we have the General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Minister Duminda Dissanayake, being sworn in as the Minister of Irrigation and Water Resources Management and Disaster Management. Now, Duminda Dissanayake served as the Minister of Agriculture. And then we have the General Secretary of the United People's Freedom Alliance, Minister Mahinda Amaravira, who served as the Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development, being sworn in as the Minister of Agriculture. And then we have S.B. Navinna being sworn in as the Minister of Internal Affairs and Environment Development. And then we have Dr. Sarath Amunagama, who was sworn in as Minister of Science, Technology and Research, Skills Development and Vocational Training and Hill Country Heritage. And then finally we have Lakshman Kirela of the United National Party, who served in as a capacity as Minister of Higher Education and Highways, being sworn in as the Minister of Public Enterprise and Candy Development. Now, upon leaving the Presidential Secretariat, Minister of Housing and Construction and Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Sajid Premadasa, said the two ministerial portfolios, namely Labour and Trade Union Relations as well as Social Empowerment, which were previously held by the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, were given to the United National Party in the cabinet reshuffle.
The decision-making process that led to the cabinet reshuffle was engineered and pioneered, and leadership was given by His Excellency the President and the Honourable Prime Minister. So both of them did it in a very cordial manner through consultation, compromise and discussion. So I think it is the prerogative of His Excellency the President and the Honourable Prime Minister to make the relevant decisions on cabinet appointments. I'm extremely satisfied with the ministry that I have got because I have set high standards and difficult tasks in terms of providing service to the people. Certainly we have a capable cabinet and I'm sure that their performance and excellence can be judged through the various policy implementation activities that they will conduct from today onwards.
Well, thank you, Shahi, for that comprehensive report. With that, we move on to one of your headline-making stories. Now, today marked the 25th anniversary of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa. A memorial was held beside the Premadasa statue in Halsdorf, Colombo 12. The memorial was graced by President Maithripala Sirisena, former First Lady Hema Premadasa, and other and florid tributes were made to the statue of the late Ranasinghe Premadasa. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, Minister and MPs were presented for the occasion.
The people recall the memories of President Ranasinghe Premadasa because he is a man who brought in a revolution and change for the poor man in the country. Most of the politicians we see today are those who want to fulfill their dreams. However, President Premadasa worked to realize the dreams of the people of the country. Today's politicians have forgotten to realize the expectations of the people and have engaged in a private political agenda only to realize their future. This is the political culture that is being created in the country. Therefore, we need to understand the character and vision of President Ranasinghe Premadasa. We need to learn the lessons on creating a change for a better social system and to take this country forward. We need to learn from the commitment. We need to learn those lessons for the policies and visions of the present government. Because of the steps taken by President Ranasinghe Premadasa, we were able to take job opportunities to the villages. For the first time, we were able to take those opportunities to the hill country, the Sinhala villages in the estates and Muslim villages. Today, we face the same challenge. Job opportunities are a need for the villagers and rural areas. We have to provide public sector jobs. We cannot move forward only with that. Back then, President Premadasa wanted to give jobs to the youth. There is no alternative. Many will reprimand us. The media reprimands us every day. There are shortcomings, but an alternative has not been presented. What is the alternative? What needs to be done? There is no alternative. The government has a program and that is all. We had shortcomings. The people gave us a clear message in February. The pace is slow to meet those promises. We need to move ahead on those. When 2019 ends and 2020 dawns, our aim is to build 25,000 Udagammana villages. We need to understand something. There may be positions, but everything is temporary. When the people are happy, the lifespan of politics extends. When the people are not pleased, the political tenure will be cut short. Ranasinghe Premadasa did not go to create economical, political and social factors. The government of good governance has established housing development across all 14,020 Grama Seva divisions in the country. At a time when 2.5 families of 6 million are facing issues, with the leadership we can bring a shelter to all the people in the country by 2025.
Ranasinghe Premadasa, who attended politics under the Ceylon Labour Party and was elected to the Colombo Municipal Council, was elevated to the post of Deputy Mayor within a few days of the election. In 1965, Premadasa was elected to Parliament. He held the position of Minister of Local Government, followed by Prime Minister, and climbed the ladder to become the second Executive President of Sri Lanka. Introducing revolutionary concept to housing in the country, he launched the Gam Udava program, also introduced the Jana Savya and many other social empowerment schemes. He was also the pioneer in providing free school uniforms to children and undertook programs to develop industries in Sri Lanka. Ranasinghe Premadasa, who rendered an immeasurable service to the nation, was assassinated during a May Day rally in 1993. Many artists and fans are currently visiting the residence of late Dr. Lester James Pearis to pay their final respect to the one known as a greatest Sri Lankan filmmaker.
The mortal remains of Dr. Lester James Pearis are currently placed at his residence in Timirigasaya. The funeral of acclaimed film producer Dr. Lester James Pearis is to be held with state patronage at Independence Square from 4 p.m. onwards tomorrow. His remains will be kept at Independence Square from 12 noon to 3 p.m. for the public to pay their last respects. A special traffic plan will be in place in the area surrounding Independence Square as a result of the funeral. Internationally acclaimed film producer and director Dr. Lester James Pearce passed away on Sunday night while receiving treatment at a private hospital in Colombo. He was 99 years old at the time of his death.
Today is the third and the final day of the Sirasa Union Assurance Vesak Zone. A record number of devotees attended the Sirasa Union Assurance Vesak Zone held at Big Brook Street in Colombo over the past 2 days.
Devotees in large numbers were seen lined up around the MTV MBC head office premises throughout yesterday to pay reverence to the sacred relics. This year's events at the Sirasa Vesak Kalapaya include the exposition of Lord Buddha's relics from Tissa Maharama Sandagiri Saya, relics of Lord Buddha's 2 disciples Sariyut and Mugalan from the Mahabodhi Society Sri Lanka, originally from Sanchi Stupa, India, Arhat Mahinda relics from Mihintale Mihindu Saya, and Lord Buddha's sacred relics given by the Thai king in 1897 to Paramananda Rajamahawihare in Gaul. The large numbers that arrived at the Sirasa Union Assurance Vesak Zone to pay reverence to the sacred relics include the Mahasangha and politicians. This year too, the Vesak Zone features a number of events and activities. Among them is the colourful pandal that depicts the Kukkuta Jataka located in the premises of the Sirasa Union Assurance Vesak Zone. In addition, the zone is made more colourful with the Vesak lanterns built by Kevilton Electrical Products Private Limited and the Sri Lankan Navy. The zone will also feature a Bhakti Gi performance. In addition, there are soft rit dansels and dal dansels that are aimed to provide relief to the devotees. The colourful Perahera organised by the Sri Lankan Navy will parade the streets tonight as well.
President Maithripala Sirisena has extended his wishes to mark International Workers' Day.
The President points out human civilization was built from the workforce of the people who never back down in the face of challenges. He points out the inventions and discoveries made by a group of social class was converted into a right for all humans due to the strength of the people who continued their struggle for freedom. The President in his message salutes the entire workforce that shed their blood, sweat and tears for the rights and freedom of the people.
Well, this is a wrap of lunchtime news for the day. More news follows on our website www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Sarela Fonseca for the Newsfirst team. Do join us again on our afternoon 55s with the very latest.